Okay, hello, welcome back. Again, I've come to share ideas on the functions, the composite function. This is a frequent question in mathematics paper 1 prepared by the Examination Council of Zambia. So we have the functions f and g are defined by f of x is equals to x minus 3 over 4 and g of x is equals to 2x plus 1. First question is find the f of 2. Second question is find the f inverse of x. Third, find the fg of x. Then the fourth is find the fg of negative 3. Okay, now before we go into the details, don't forget to hit that subscription button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share the videos for you to benefit more, and also can comment where I should improve and what video you may want to me to upload on the YouTube. Okay, so let's get into details. So as I read the questions already, we want to find the f of 2. Now what does that mean? Here we have been given two functions, so you need to be careful in solving questions because of two functions. So if you're in a hurry, you're going to end up using the wrong function. So we have f function and the g function. So because the question is demanding for f function, then we have to use the f function, which is that one here. Okay, so let us find the f of 2. What does that mean? So first of all, write the f function, which is okay, I'll just write it here. Write the f function, which is the f, that is question A, f of x is equals to x minus 3 over 4. When you write the f function, where there is x on this question, they have put 2. So it means where there is x in this function, you have to replace 2 throughout. So this becomes f of 2 is equals to where there is x we put 2, so it becomes 2 minus 3 over 4. F of 2 is equals to 2 minus 3, different signs you subtract and get a sign of the bigger number, so that becomes negative 1 over 4. So f of 2 is equals to negative 1 over 4. Okay, that's the first question. Now with the second question, which is the f inverse of x. F inverse of x. How do we find the inverse function? How do we find the inverse function? So here I'll show you how to find the inverse using the same, the two functions. But I'll start with a question, which a question demands the f function. Then I'll also show you that one, because sometimes they'll bring the one without a fraction and the one with a fraction, and they say find the inverse function. So with the first question, which is the f inverse of x, it becomes f. Write first the f function, that's b. So f of x is equals to x minus 3 over 4. When you write the function, for you to find the inverse function, we are going to replace the f of x with y. Mathematically, f of x is the same as y. It represents the y in this algebraic expression or this equation. F of x is as good as y. Even g of x is the same as y. So for us to find the inverse function easier, we are going to replace the f of x with the y. This becomes y is equals to x minus 3 over 4. Now when you do that, we want to make x the subject of the formula. So here, make x the subject of the formula. That's how we find the inverse function. So make x the subject of the formula. So how are we going to make x the subject of the formula? Balance the fractions. Here there's a fraction. Even here we must have a fraction. Divide by 1 to make a fraction. 1 does not change a thing. It still remains 1. Because 1 into y is 1. Then once you do that, you are going to cross multiply. Now since we want to make x the subject of the formula, then you have to start crossing multiply the same letter x, the one we want. So this becomes 1 times x becomes x, 1 times negative 3 becomes negative 3, which is equals to y times 4 becomes 4y. Now, after we do that, we still want to make x the subject of the formula. So we don't need this, this 3. So the 3 will have to be pushed to the other side of the equation. We have to go there. Then you will remain with the x is equals to 4y. Then 3 goes there, becomes a positive. It becomes the additive inverse of negative 3, it's positive 3. Okay. Now, when you do that, when we make x the subject of the formula, then we have to interchange or swap. Where there is y, we put x. Where there is x, we put y. So this becomes y is equals to 4x plus 3. Okay. Now, what we are looking for is the inverse function. So when we make x the subject of the formula, then finally we swap the x and y. While there is y, we have to replace with the inverse, f inverse of x, of which this becomes now f inverse of x is equals to 4x plus 3. So that is the inverse function for f of x. Now let me show you also how to find the inverse function of this one, which does not have a fraction. I know it's not part of the question, but I need to look at it so that you already have ideas as you're approaching different past papers. You have ideas as well. Okay, so going to rub this. It's the same concept. It's not different though. Okay, so we want to find in this case is the g inverse of x. So we write the g function. G of x is equals to 2x plus 1. Okay, then when you do that, again you replace the g of x with y. So y is equals to 2x plus 1. Make x the subject of the formula. Therefore, the 1 will have to go that side because 1 to remain with x. So we have to chase 1 and go that side. So this becomes y. The additive inverse of 1 positive 1 here becomes the negative 1. Whenever a number crosses the equal sign, the sign it had there, when it goes there, will become opposite. Excuse me. So that becomes negative 1 is equals to 2x. We still don't want to remain with this 2x. We just want x. So divide both sides by 2, even there by 2. This one goes. X is equals to y minus 1 over 2. When you make x the subject of the formula, you need to interchange these. Where there is y, we put x. Where there is x, we put y. And it becomes y is equals to x minus 1 over 2. And later on, we replace with the inverse function, which is a g inverse of x is equals to x minus 1 over 2. Okay. There's no problem there. Very easy, and you have to answer that question in exam. Now to our main question. C. These are called the composite function, which can either be represented the way it is, or sometimes they'll put a note between the two. F not g of x. This represents multiplication. Okay? So even this one, they want you to, in this case, to substitute the function for g on f. Okay. Pause the video if you want to analyze through what you are just discussing. Okay. Now we want to find the fg of x. To find the fg of x, first you write the function for f, which is the f of x is equals to x minus 3 over 4. That function which is in the equation. Now, since we have been told to find the fg of x, where there is x on the f function, we will have to substitute the g of x, which it becomes f, where there is x there, we put the g, so g of x is equals to, where there is x again, we put the g of x function, then now minus 3 over 4, of which later on it becomes the f g of x is equals to, where there is g of x, you have to put the function for g, which is the 2x plus 1. So we have 2x plus 1, then we also have a minus 3 at the end, the over 4. Then you simplify where it is possible, where they are like terms. So here, these two are like terms. You can subtract or add those two numbers. So this becomes the f, okay, I'll continue from here. F g of x is equals to 2x positive 1 minus 3 to give you negative 2. Different signs will subtract and get the sign of the bigger number. Then over 4. F g of x is equals to, these three numbers can be simplified. There is a common number which can be divided in all the three numbers, so we have to reduce that. But if we did have a common number, for example, if we had 3, we could have left it just like that. Now we have a 2 there, so 2 here, it's a 1, 2 here it's 1, 2 here it's 1, 2 here it's 2. So 1 times x becomes x, so f g of x is equals to x minus 1 over 2. So that is the fg of x function. That's how we answer that question. Okay, for more questions, please post them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to respond to your questions and also, improve where I'm missing out. Okay. The last question, finally, fg of negative 3. So if you have checked this one and this one is similar, therefore it's a continuation from where we ended here. We have to continue by replacing where there is x with the value of x. Okay. So this becomes fg of x is equals to x minus 1 over 2. Now where there is x, we are replacing throughout negative 3, like we did the first question there. So we have the fg of negative 3 is equals to x minus 3 over x minus 1 over 2. Okay, so where there is x, so it's supposed to be negative 3. Okay, now negative 3 minus 1. So same signs you add, but maintain the sign. So this is negative, negative. We're going to add the two numbers and maintain the sign. So the f g of x is equals to negative 3 minus 1. We're going to get negative 4 over 2, of which becomes f g of x is equals to 2 into negative 4 gives you negative 2. Okay, so that's how easily we can answer these questions. No matter how much they can shuffle the question, you're still always going to do the same thing. Okay, so thank you. For more information, please contact my number, which is the 0972 36 and 50 11. You can reach me on this contact, and also can WhatsApp, especially WhatsApp, but you can also call using the same line for more videos, especially those who are writing G.C.E. early next month. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.